Hello everyone. About a week ago, I made a presentation at the virtual roundtable conference for the Pecha Kucha night. Made a Pecha Kucha presentation on Twitter security, a presentation about Twitter worms, how to identify Twitter worms, and what are some signs of what they look like and how they spread. I hope you find the information useful. The original recording, the audio was a little bad and broke up in a few parts, so I've re-recorded the whole presentation with good audio, and I hope you find it useful. For more information about me or some more tips on Twitter and about tech in general, please follow me at Neal Chambers. I hope you enjoy this presentation. Thank you.
Welcome to the frontier days of Twitter. We're in a time of thrills and actions and adventure, and but it's an exciting time. But there are also some things that you need to look out for. And Twitter's going through one of these major technology stages. First, there's these early adapters, then that kind of spreads to the utilizers, the sneezers, and then into 3 widespread use. And stage 4, that's when the hackers and spammers move in and start taking over. And that's where Twitter is right now, stage 4. You may wonder why security. You should be worrying about security. But if you have bad security, then that gives you a bad reputation. And a bad reputation can mean missed connections for you and missed opportunities to find new resources. Let's go through how these worms spread. On Twitter, when you follow someone, you're giving them permission to direct message you at any time. So they can direct message you and send you a message back at any time. And this leaves you open to these messages. So, and these direct messages look innocent enough. There's kind of just a message on there and a link inside the text, and they look pretty innocent. But the thing is they aren't. There are some key signs to what a Twitter worm looks like. First of all, the URLs that are sent out in these text messages are usually something kind of strange looking. They're not one of these common URL shorteners that you see on the screen right now. They're something a little different. A bunch of letters strung together or some kind of different strange URL. And another way to preview these URLs and these worms is with TweetDeck. It'll show you where your link, what kind of a link you're clicking on. There's also Power Twitter for Firefox, which will help you preview some of the links and tell you where you're going. Another sign of these worms is that usually they contain some kind of ambiguous message or invite you to a quiz or contain some kind of leading question of some kind of to trick you into clicking on the link. Chances are, if it's a little suspicious for that particular user, then it might be that they're hacked. And if you do get one of these direct messages, please inform the user that they've been hacked and that they're sending out phishing DMs. And then give them kind of instructions on how to revoke those bad apps, how to disinfect themselves, First step, revoke the bad apps with that link there and change their password. And this will effectively disinfect their account. This is the same links you should be clicking if you yourself get infected as well, of course. So that's what happens if you get one of these worms. But how can we prevent getting these worms in the first place? Well, there's a neat little tool called social2.com. And if you log into social2.com, and at the very bottom, you'll see that change your Twitter and Facebook preferences link. If you click through to that, you'll see a big menu of different options, and towards the bottom you'll see this window, automatic DM filters that you can set, and you can put keywords or phrases, whatever the particular worm is that week, put that in there and tell it to delete that direct message, mark them as a spammer, or unfollow them or block them, or mark them as an auto DMer. So let's go back to where these worms come from to begin with. How do they get into the Twitter system to begin with? Well, back in the good old days, you used to have to type in your Twitter login and your Twitter username, Twitter login and Twitter password, to access a particular Twitter app, these Twitter applications that utilize the Twitter API. And this was very insecure because someone can just take your login and password, log into your account, change your password, and then your account is gone forever. And people can use that as to spam your account all day long. Well, they replaced that system with OAuth, which is another kind of authorization system. And the authorization for these different Twitter apps now is controlled at twitter.com. OAuth is a better, more secure way of authorizing these apps, but it's not perfect. To authorize an account, you'll see a page just like this one where you can deny or allow on that particular page. And one key thing to point out here is if you do have multiple Twitter accounts, you'll see which Twitter account you're logged into there in somewhere in that message. So be sure you're authorizing the right account. These OAuth authorizations act as permanent pipes into your account. So if you change your login, your password, you change anything about your account, these pipes will still be there. So you have to explicitly authorize or deauthorize them to disconnect them from your Twitter account. To do that, you can manage these under your settings and then the connections tab. And then you'll see underneath there all the Twitter applications that you've granted access to. And there's two main parts of this these listings. Off to the left, you'll see the option to revoke access to that particular app. And off to the right, it'll tell you what kind of access you have given that app. So some action steps to take away from this presentation today. Number one, first action step. If you do get one of these phishing DMs, these worm DMs, please notify your particular follow, number one. Number two, don't click on strange links. That should be an obvious one, but good to emphasize that. Number three, OAuth is better. Username and password. There's some Twitter apps that still use that. That's not so good. Please refrain from using that. And be sure to set your social2.com filters to prevent these DMs in the first place.